Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Apologize. I'm in my massage chair. My back acting up. And so you got to forgive me for the little compression noise on here. But one thing I realized, and a lot of times we really don't want to confront this and talk about this, and a lot of people don't realize it, but we are more influenced than we care to admit. And I did an interview last week, and they was asking me about all the different celebrities and just like what they're doing in the media, and I spoke on all the different scenarios. And they just released one on where I was talking about Nick Cannon. And the reason why I was speaking on that is because the crazy thing about society is what Nick is doing as a multi-millionaire. There are men who are lost and hurting and insecure who will start to, it's not new. It's not new, but when it goes mainstream, like we probably all know, and maybe in several races, but we probably all know somebody who has multiple kids. We probably all know a man who has several kids from several different women. And the crazy thing about it is you can do this as an everyday man. Like I know everyday men who have 4 to 5 kids from 4 to 5 different women. And had I been unfortunate, I could have been in the same situation. But the thing about it is when it goes mainstream, it will start to become something that's done deliberately. Whereas in the real world, it's kind of like, and when I say real world, I mean non-celebrity world. In the real world, it's kind of like men just not having protected sex and dating a woman and being in a relationship with this woman and then getting her pregnant and the relationship not working out, or being with her and kind of in a dating situation and not even in a relationship, but doing what folks who are in a relationship do. And then the woman gets pregnant. And then because they jumped into bed before they really even knew each other or liked each other, now you got a baby coming into the world, and even given it 6 months or a year, a relationship would have never come to fruition. But that's why I always speak against jumping into bed so early, because you could end up bringing a child into the world and having no real compatibility. Y'all gotta forgive me. Something on my forehead. My wife was just telling me. Having no real compatibility with the person that you're dealing with. And you can end up now having to co-parent, or basically there being a single parent, because co-parenting oftentimes isn't really co-parenting. Like, yeah, it's co-parenting, but it's not equal parenting. It's typically somebody got that child majority of the time, and then somebody else get the child another little piece of the time. But very rarely is it truly 50-50. And so this is what we got to realize and think about. And so when you see things happening in the world, like on a celebrity level, what starts to then happen is men will say, okay, well, let me go out here and do this. Let me go out here and just, because this seems cool. Like, this gonna make me like a player. This gonna make me him. This gonna make me that guy. Like, let me go see if I can do this. If I got the game to get a woman to want to have my child and agree to have my child, and then not require much of me, let me walk out of her life. And guys will start to do that. And then at the same time, women will start to say, well, you know what? I'm not meeting anybody that I could really take serious and that I see as husband material. So let me just deal with this guy I was talking to who wanted to sleep with me and just sleep with him, get pregnant just so I could have me some company, just so I could see my seed, just so I could have somebody to love and to raise and to spend some of this money on and to give all this heart and love and energy to. And so a woman will go and get pregnant just because she sees what Nick Cannon or whatever other celebrities are doing that. And then when you look at it too, we have, I think it was Rihanna got pregnant out of wedlock. I think now they're saying Keke Palmer. You know, we seeing these different examples on the mainstream, which ironically, as crazy as it seems, you would think people will say, hey, I can't do what the mainstream celebrities doing because I don't have mainstream celebrity money. Like, I don't have the means to have 1, 2, 3 nannies. I think somebody showed me where one of Nick Cannon baby mama said she ain't even have one nanny. And it's like, well, what's the point of having a baby with a rich man if you ain't getting no financial support? Like, you could have that baby with anybody. Because it's not like his genes is something special. Like, it's a million men with a set of genes like that. And so it's like, if you ain't finna get the money to have a nanny, I thought that was the point of being with a man with money. Like, that don't make no sense. And so that's where the world going, is we doing things that do not make sense. And we have to come to a place to where we can say, you know what? We're going to have to move a little different. We're going to have to move a little different. And we're going to have to start to really think and process what is this doing to the next generation? How are we setting up the next generation to live life? And are we setting them up to be successful and prosperous? Or are we setting them up to be confused and lost with an identity crisis? And we got to realize that. We got to realize that. So listen to me. It's time to evaluate what you're seeing and then evaluate how you operate and moving in your life, because a lot of times our mindset will shift and our actions will change based on something we've seen in the media, and we don't even realize that's where it's coming from. So I want you to think about this and really be diligent in your thoughts and really make sure that you're not being a pawn on a chessboard and that you're making the right moves for your life that really add up and make sense in the long run. Hey, this is Tony Gaxton. I'll be back a little later. God bless you. We'll talk soon.